All right.
Oh,
Electrobation.
oh, yeah.
I'm really excited about this one. We're going to talk about the first Aerosmith album from 1973, and I'm just going to keep getting them out. Hold that. 8-track.
8-track. I think this recorded the moon landing.
CD. So, to say I'm a little fanatical about this album would be an understatement. We took a shot at Steven Tyler and the Dolly Parton Billie Eilish thing a few weeks back, but honestly, this is one of my favorite records.
The hell are they wearing?
It's sort of like our green screen picture. Yeah. Maybe I'll dig up the geek out between me and Ronnie from Kicks because he and I really geeked out about this record. Maybe I'll play that for you. But anyway, it's 5 wide-eyed kids from Boston. They wander into a studio to record 8 songs they could bang out in their sleep. Despite the stripped-back tone of the recording, Aerosmith's debut pulses with energy. The band is channeling everything from the Yardbirds to The Who to avalanches of dusty R&B singles. It's the musical marriage of these old souls that had bolts to jolt from the very beginning. The rawness of the album is just incompatible with anything else. All the elements that made them legendary are already present. The jagged blues riffs and brazen harmonies of Perry and Whitford, Tyler's razzle-dazzle vocal strut, the rollicking piano bits, and the skin-tight rhythm of Kramer and Hamilton, they were miles ahead of everybody else from the very beginning. It's hard to tell the covers from the originals. The stylistic grit and rip-roaring solos of Mamakin, cut from the same cloth as the sexy driving blues of the old standard Walking the Dog. Tyler's vocals dwell conservatively at the lower end of the range. He's sort of like Ozzy on the early Sabbath records. He didn't want to go too high, and the effect is marvelous. From the future billion-dollar seller, Dream On, to the playful syncopated back porch jam of Moving Out, the album culminates in the breezy oasis funk of One Way Street. Impeccable groove, bouncing keys, Jagger-esque swagger, it's all there. The solos are electrifying. Me and my friends used to call the radio station, ask them to play One Way Street when we were drunk. They never did. They never did. Like, no, don't play Dream On. One Way Street, play it, play it. They never played it. And they were probably tracking us the whole long time. Yeah.
They knew who you were.
I had planned to read something from Joe Perry's book about this album, but sadly, he's got almost nothing good to say about it.
Really?
It's my favorite Aerosmith record, but he just keeps talking about how he didn't like the way the cover came out, and he thought they were only sounded 50% as good as their potential. It's a bunch of bullshit to me. The band's path to world domination had begun. We all live on the edge of town, where we all live, ain't a soul around. People come around and we are just a grin, so we gotta move it out, 'cause it is moving in. This is moving out. All right, Collectivation 2, Get Your Wings, 1974.
Do I get to hold this one?
Oh, wait, why don't I get it out? Okay. Okay. Collectivation 2 is Aerosmith, Get Your Wings, 1974. This record has had the shit loved out of it, okay? So, I mean, this is not going to win any collector awards, all right? But you can smell the beer. I mean, why don't you go ahead and talk about this a little bit? I kind of dominated the last one.
This is Aerosmith Get Your Wings from 1974. This was recorded at the record plant in New York City. Aerosmith's hard-fought sophomore effort fell under the studio guidance of Bob Ezrin.
Yep.
The band was forging a critical alliance with engineer Jack Douglas, a name that would become synonymous with quality records throughout the 70s and beyond.
Yeah.
Definitely a snazzier looking record than the debut, which they all look a little confused.
They only had the woolly bat for this. They didn't keep it.
Hmm.
I don't think there's any other albums with the woolly bat.
Maybe
it didn't take off. Yeah.
Maybe he was a nearly flightless bat.
They do look kind of uncomfortable in the cover shot. The record contains tons of munificent bluesy classics like Same Old Song and Dance, our heroes thudding around agreeably with an Ezrin assembled cast of wonderkin horn players. Seasons of Wither wasn't the cash cow ballad like Dream On, but Perry's exacto jangles and wells of sensitivity bubbling up from Steven Tyler were ahead of their time. The nasty extended take on Train Kept a Rollin' has become the stuff of classic rock radio legend. We talk about it in our very first show, yes. The band explodes into flames like a tinder-roofed hut in the live finale of the track. The cream rises quickest in Lord of the Thighs, the only song that really captures the ratty, soul-drenched spunk of the debut, with rolling piano and slithering groove throughout a seedy New York subway.
You got the way to make a man, honey. You got to understand I'm your man child, Lord of the Thighs.
Lord of the Thighs.
This is the Snaggletooth Rock and Roll Podcast.